Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to South Korea. We are playing an improved world today. It is a map by Wolftrekker, and our goal today is to find out where, when, and why we are. And holy fuck, I think we just teleported. How do we know we are in South Korea? The single yellow divider line, the back of a white car, and then if we look at the telephone poles, we notice a black and yellow striped pattern that does not reach the ground. Now, if this reached the ground, it would have to be Taiwan. And if this was vertical, and it was a low camera, we would have to be in Japan. South Korea is one of the easiest countries to recognize solely based on the landscape, the general feel to it. It's one of the easiest. Japan is relatively easy, as is Taiwan. Sometimes it just takes a small little clue here and there. Here you have the language if you needed it, but at this point I'm pretty sure that we all know it has to be South Korea. Our goal now, technically, as stupid as this sounds, is to find a road number. Now, road numbers in South Korea are incredibly difficult to use to your advantage because you can't really see them from a distance. However, if you head on over to GeoTips, Alec put together a great guide on how to recognize where certain numbers are. Now, I don't remember if the 2 in the circle is regional like New York. I think it is. Well, not like New York, like the United States. I know where the interstates are. Gojeon sounds familiar, and I think it's to the south. Although it looks like a lot of things end in Jung. That sucks. Because we have John right here. Maybe just keep it near there? Hadong, I don't see. These are going to be small towns. I wish I paid attention to circle roads. I know they're interstates and not their fucking circle roads. That just happens to be my luck. Same thing, doesn't really matter. Let's just guess. Let's guess to the north. I'm thinking that the 1s and the 2s are going to be up here. You know what? Let's just hedge it in the middle. Fuck it. Hedge in the middle. Ends up being way to the south. I'm glad we moved it down. So, let's see. This should be 2. And all I'm seeing is the 1003. Unless there's a 2 nearby. No, but there's Interstate 10. Interesting. Yeah, it's not easy to figure out where you are in Korea based on road numbers unless it's an interstate. Interstates are fine. The issue is you need to find an interstate. Right-hand side, yellow divider line. Looks like cattle. First thought was going to be South America, maybe Brazil. We're looking for a road sign at this point. If it's going to be Brazil, it's probably the northeast. It doesn't feel like we have that typical red soil that you would expect to see. Mexico could be a possibility. We do have a yellow divider line. We do have... It's a black plate. That doesn't help us. But there was another plate on the side. Interesting. Rather flat, rather open. We do have trees. And it's definitely like farmland because we have plenty of cattle. But not really seeing any good or clear indications. Kilometers makes sense. We kind of knew that. 100 meters, again, makes sense. San Rafael Papayal. Doesn't look Portuguese. Super faded sign. Alright. So what are our options? There aren't a lot of them. We do have the white car, so it can't be Argentina. That literally says Colombia, which makes sense for the truck having a license plate on the side. So if this is Colombia, it's got to be a flat Colombia, which I'm pretty sure is up here. And then that's kind of near the coast, I guess. Interesting. So license plates on the sides and on the vehicles themselves. You'll see that in Colombia on their taxis as well as their trucks. So that's a very good clue. My concern when we first saw it was that it was going to be somebody's business's logo and not actually a license plate. But we do have yellow license plates on cars, which just goes again to confirm it. And then that says Medellin on the back. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're near Medellin. That just means that's where the truck's from, which is a shame. Trucks travel. It's a great clue, but we can't really use it unless every single one we find is from Medellin. But we can't prove that at this point. Everything's going to be blurred and not really worth anything. This says Bogota is to our west. Okay, we'll go with it. San Rafael, I don't see from a distance. And de la Brija, I don't see from a distance. Fuck. Let's move it closer. Further north. Further fucking north. Here's San Rafael. We did just see that. If we would have gone the other way, I wonder if we would have found 45. Because it looks like Verdun did guess the correct road. We saw Bogota to our west, and we immediately moved our guess from up here down towards Bogota. That sucks. Dirt gravel road. Antenna? Could this be weird Russia? Could it be the Baltics? I don't really know. We know it's not Ukraine because it's not a red car. And the city of Donetsk does not look like this. So, Ukraine out the window. I still feel like that's a fucking guard tower. Would this be random middle of fucking nowhere Russia? I don't think it would be Kamchatka. We don't really see, like, mountains in the distance. And Kamchatka is giant volcanic area of Russia. Looks like blue on the license plate, so Russia's out of the question. Definitely blue on the license plate. So we could stick it to the Baltics still. A weird Finland, Sweden, maybe. Maybe. I'm leaning more Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. So let's throw it in Latvia because it's in the middle of the three. It's kind of like a hedge, right? Dirt gravel road, short stubby antenna. We did see telephone poles, but I didn't really pay attention. That's just your typical fucking telephone pole. So the Baltics have a very unique telephone pole kind of style. And you can generally tell what country you're in based on like the hoops and the swirls and the random bullshit. Could this be a weird... No, it's not Poland because we don't have the fucking poles everywhere. I would love to find language. And we actually found bollards. And there is a sign pointing us to the town of Kikhilkonya, which I believe is Estonia. And then we have Maelstrostrak and Lumanda. We're not going to find either of these. Let's just throw it middle of Estonia and hope for luck. Ends up being a little bit further to our west on one of the islands. That really didn't feel that coastal. Not going to lie. We do end up finding the intersection of 112, but I didn't see any signs indicating that we were on 112. This is an island that is owned by Estonia. And we came to the conclusion based on the language. Latvia and Lithuania, their languages look completely different than Estonia. So that's a good way when you're in the Baltics to be able to tell the difference between Estonia and the other two. And we did have the Estonian bollards, which was a good find. Double yellow right-hand side, blur in the front. I'm leaning more Canada. It has nothing to do with the blur in the front of us. That's a raindrop. Hopefully it doesn't obstruct what we're looking for, which are kilometer signs. We're also looking for town names and potentially any kind of road sign that's going to help us out. No front plate, and it does feel kind of east a little. Nah. Whenever I see these kind of like evergreen trees, I usually think of the West Coast in the United States. However, Canada, that's a little different. This blur is going to fucking be the end of me, isn't it? Haven't seen any Albertan bollards. So Alberta could probably be crossed off. Did that say mile? Nope, it did say km. So we know for a fact Canada. I know I just clicked in like the flattest part of the fucking country, so don't worry. No front plates, and there was another kilometer sign right there. We should have just gone this way the entire fucking time. The entire time. That is a sign that we just blew right fucking past. Fuck. Chop Ice and Jibogamu. I thought I've seen those before. Although I don't know where. That's the problem, right? You play this so often, you do recognize the town name looks because you've seen them before. There's no way you haven't. The problem is I have a terrible memory when it comes to remembering these things. So guess what? I don't remember where they are. They sound familiar. Couldn't tell you to save my fucking life. Chapias kind of sounds French. Chimbogamau. I know I'm terribly butchering these names. Why do I want to stick near Quebec? Why do they sound French to me? Here it is. They do sound fucking French. So we're on 167. That means coming up, this is going to be first and this is going to be second. So that's 20-ish kilometers. That's 20. Yeah, we're about right here. I'm happy with that guess. 6.4 miles off. Not bad. Not bad at all. It does look like we were going towards... but that's where the blur was. And when we went back, and then did another back, that's where we found the sign that pointed us in the right direction. Not bad. Not bad. I'm glad that I recognized the somewhat French-sounding. This should be a Y, which means it's probably Portuguese. Is that the fucking clue? When I first loaded in, I didn't think that this was going to be South America. Not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna be able to find something on the car, and it was gonna point us more towards somewhere in Africa. I'm happy to be wrong. That is a Brazilian pole. Throw it on in Brazil. We do have the black and white. That doesn't really matter. The fact that it wasn't reduced with a Y, velocidad, is interesting. I didn't actually realize that it was going to be that easy. The poles, obviously, they're Portuguese poles with a little bit of a twist, which is how we were able to figure out that it's Brazil. And now we basically sit here and we go, hey, we know it's Brazil. Where in Brazil are we? The best thing we can find right now is going to be a little sign on the side of the road. It's going to say BR, hyphen, and then a number. That's going to be Brazil Road, whatever the number we find. That would probably be our best hope. There is a chance that instead of BR, it's going to be a 2-letter county or state abbreviation. And then we'll be able to zoom out and see the 2 letters that it represents. That would help us get the correct region. We could find a phone number and then be able to orient ourselves 1s, 2s, 3s, all the way up to 9s. Although, kind of looks like we're on a road in the middle of nowhere, and I doubt we're going to really see a sign with a telephone number at this point. So, hope for luck. We could try and guess based off the landscape, but I am terrible when it comes to Brazilian landscapes. All of the information that we know about Brazil relies on us finding towns. And it doesn't look like that is the case in the current situation. Maybe we could find a number on the side of a truck, but trucks do move. So that we can't really use because that's telling us we're near Sao Paulo. And I don't think we're actually near Sao Paulo, although that's kind of where our guess is. Fuck it. Fuck it. 8-1 and 8-7. That's actually up here. I'll believe it. I'll believe it. Centrim? Fuck it. Fuck it. Please. Not great. Not great. These are actually, I believe, 6s. So we didn't see a 6. Although we didn't really look for phone numbers right away. And I think we passed by a town. Yeah, Tenorio, but it didn't look like we could go into it. I wonder if we went the other way, because that says it's on 232. If we would have been able to find a phone number that had a 6 on it, and then we could have plonked in the northeast, although it would have probably been further over here. That's just very limited information. Brazil ends up being our worst guess, and guess what? We relied too much on the meta of the phone numbers, and hopefully finding a road sign, but we did not. Can't do anything about that. That's just how life goes sometimes. Screenshot the world coming in first place, 22,340. A very good Brazil guess. That's realistically what matters. Tresmond in second, 21,345. A better Brazil guess. I think it comes down to Brazil at this point. Azimuth coming in fourth, 18. Further Brazil guess than we had. Bo had a better Brazil guess, but not so much everywhere else. It looks like Taiwan over South Korea. Yeah, but Brazil definitely played a big part there. Carl's in 6th, 17,000. For Don in 7th at 15,700. And Arseny in 8th at 12,500. God damn it, Brazil. You could have just given us something easy, like the road sign we asked for, or a telephone number like we know, or a 2-letter code that would have helped us guess the correct region. But no, you had to put us in the middle of fucking nowhere. Hey, it's an improved world. That happens sometimes. Nothing could really do about it. But that is going to be where we call for the day. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all enjoyed. We should be live on Twitch Thursday, which is tomorrow. Although this video might go up Thursday because my power went out today. We had what sounded like lightning strike during a storm. Although, now that I think about it, it might have just been like a car crash or something. It was a loud bang, alright? And then power went out, and it was out for like 2.5 hours. And whenever my power goes out, the internet sucks for the rest of the day. So if I try to upload this and it's like 4-hour wait time, we're just gonna save it for Thursday. If this is Thursday, we probably already streamed by the time this goes out. We might have a stream on Friday. And I am looking for a new job because I'm currently bored with the one I am. So scheduling might change, but I'll keep you guys updated with that. One more thing, May 5th, we don't have anything planned. There's not going to be a stream. There might be a video, but there's definitely no stream on that day. But that is 2 weeks away from today, if it's Wednesday. But if it's Thursday, it's 13. I'm terrible at math. Regardless, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all tomorrow, whether or not this is Wednesday or Thursday that this video goes live. But I look forward to seeing you guys all then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and bye-bye.